Hello teachers! Welcome back to my channel where we explore creative strategies to elevate your English teaching skills. Today, we're diving into one of my favorite topics, interactive classroom activities. Let's talk about how to turn learning into a fun and engaging experience for your students with games and exercises they'll love. Ready to energize your classroom? Let's get started. Our first activity is a classic for a reason. Bingo! But we're adding a special twist to make it perfect for building English vocabulary. Instead of calling out numbers, we'll be using definitions, synonyms, even antonyms. Imagine this. You've been working on a unit about animals. On your bingo cards, you have words like elephant, giraffe, tiny, fierce, and mammal. Instead of simply calling out elephant, you say, this animal is known for its long trunk and big ears. The students have to really think about the vocabulary to make the connection and mark their cards. This is a fantastic way to make learning vocabulary interactive and engaging. It's also adaptable to any level, from beginners learning basic words to advanced students tackling complex concepts. For our next activity, get ready for some laughter and a little bit of chaos. In a good way, of course. It's time for the Whisper Challenge. This game is all about listening comprehension and pronunciation, but with a playful twist. Here's how it works. Divide your class into teams and have them line up. The student at the front of the line receives a sentence. It could be a simple phrase or something more complex depending on their level. They then whisper that sentence to the next person in line, and so on. The last person in line has to write the sentence down on the board exactly as they heard it. The fun part is that whispers often change as they're passed down the line, leading to some hilarious results. It's a great way to practice listening skills in a fun, engaging way. Chapter 3. Next up is an activity that will get your students thinking on their feet, the word association race. This is a fantastic way to expand vocabulary and encourage quick thinking. Here's the setup. Divide your class into two teams. Choose a starting word. Let's say book. One student from Team A has to say a word related to book, like read. Then, a student from Team B has to say a word related to read, like library, and so on. The catch is that each team only has a few seconds to come up with their word. If they hesitate for too long or repeat a word that's already been said, they're out. The last team standing wins the round. Chapter 4. Now, let's get those bodies moving and those brains working with the sentence building relay. This activity combines physical activity with grammar practice, a winning combination for an energized classroom. Here's how it works. Before class, prepare slips of paper with sentence fragments written on them. For example, you might have phrases like the excited dog, ran quickly, or through the park. Spread these slips of paper out on a table at one end of the classroom. Divide your students into teams. Each team lines up at the opposite end of the classroom. When you say go, the first student from each team races to the table, grabs a sentence fragment, and runs back to their team. They then work together to create a complete sentence using that fragment. The first team to create a grammatically correct sentence wins the point. Chapter 5. Our final activity is a classic icebreaker that's also a fantastic tool for practicing speaking and listening skills. Two truths and a lie. Plus, it's a great way for students to get to know each other better. Here's the game. Each student comes up with 3 statements about themselves, 2 truths and 1 lie. The trick is to make the lie believable. Once everyone has their statements ready, choose one student to go first. They share their 3 statements with the class. The other students then ask questions to try to figure out which statement is the lie. This activity encourages students to think critically, listen carefully, and express themselves in English. It's also a wonderful way to build a sense of community in your classroom. And there you have it. 5 interactive games and exercises to make learning English a fun adventure for your students. Remember, when students enjoy the process, they retain more and participate with enthusiasm. If you found these activities helpful, hit the like button and share this video with your fellow educators. And don't forget to subscribe for weekly teaching tips and ideas. Together, we're making classrooms more exciting and effective. See you next time.